All right, welcome to the Dan Bidondi Show, and today is June 20th, 2017 of the Dan Bidondi Show right here at 990wbob.com. Check my website out at truthradioshow.com, and we're also doing a special broadcast live on YouTube, just because sometimes the editing just gets so tedious, especially my schedule, it's like so busy. But anyway, I got a huge show today. We got a second half of the show, we got a special guest. He runs Camp Constitution, former director of the John Burke Society, Hal Shurtleff. He's going to be joining us the second half and also to weigh in also on what is going on. I mean, like, we got a lot of news coming here in Rhode Island. I mean, it's disgusting. Our governor, Gina Raimondo, she's like just becoming the globalist person that she truly is. And she took it upon herself to sign an executive order here in Rhode Island to combat Donald Trump saying no to the Paris Climate Agreement, and rightfully so, but she takes it upon herself to sign an executive order to go along with the climate change Paris Agreement here, which is highly unconstitutional, highly. And we're going to get into that, and we got global warming researchers. The whole research was canceled because ships, I mean, again, they set out to do this excavation of prove global warming and climate change, and they got, again, stuck in the ice that they said it wouldn't exist. And we got a lot of news here. I mean, like, we got Rhode Island Assistant Attorney General Joey Lindbeck. I mean, this was pure disgust. About 3 weeks ago, we had the gun legislation here in Rhode Island, which we're going to jump right into this, and we're going to get into other news. But right here in Rhode Island, Assistant Attorney General Joey Lindbeck, well, she testified to try to push these tyrannical gun bills through domestic violence bills. And some of the bills were good, but again, they sink in the language in the good bills, so the good bills pass and they get that gun control. So, but anyway, she's testifying, and she stated several times that the Second Amendment, basically, she said, quote unquote, I tried to grab the audio. I'm going to actually play it next week, the audio, so you hear from her mouth. But she stated, for people having firearms, it's a privilege, not a right. She said, for a person to carry a firearm, it's a privilege, not a right. Well, and this girl, she's a graduate in law school, obviously. A lot of law degrees and everything else. She knows law. But unfortunately, she doesn't know the real law. And whoever, Mrs. Lindbeck, whoever taught you law, you need to go back to school. Or you're just going by your corporate sponsors. I don't know what you're doing. But the Second Amendment, and for anybody to carry a firearm, is not a damn privilege. It's a right. How do you? And the thing is, how dare these people turn a right into a privilege? It disgusts me to say, "Oh no, it's your privilege." And you see these ass kisses at court. Some of the bailiffs and all that when you're in traffic court. I was in traffic court that's about a year ago, whatever it was. It was for something, I forgot what it was. But anyway, you see the bailiff kissing ass to the judge. Oh, Your Honor, these people should realize that driving's a privilege, and, you know, they should respect that. And I spoke right out. It's like, no, it's not a privilege, it's a right. The freedom to travel through this country is a right, not a privilege. But I love it how they twist it all around, combobulate it, whatever they want to do, to make us, oh, we're giving you the privilege to exercise your right. Like right here in Rhode Island, when you go apply for a gun license, you got the police chiefs, you got the attorney general, who dictate, that's right, dictate if they want to give you a firearm license to carry, which you shouldn't have one, because the Constitution right here, goes on the video, right here, the Constitution guarantees us our right to keep and bear arms. And I want to read this, okay? I'm going to read it directly. I know it by heart, but I'm going to read it directly from the Constitution. People like Rhode Island Attorney General, Assistant Attorney General, Madam Joey Lindbeck. Okay, I'm going to read this to you. And I know you went to law school, and I know I talked to these lawyers who are pushing for gun control. They say, well, I got a law degree, so therefore I'm an expert. So let me guess, okay, just because you got a law degree, even if you went to Harvard University, you got a law degree, that automatically exempts the fact that the Constitution is the law of the land. So that automatically makes you an expert over the Founding Fathers. That automatically makes you the authority to dictate and manipulate the Constitution, right? No, it doesn't. The Second Amendment, there's two parts of the Second Amendment. And just like the First Amendment, you got the freedom of speech, that's one part. Freedom of religion, freedom of expression, many parts within the First Amendment. and they're all related. Now, the Second Amendment, and the first part is a well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state. And then it goes on to say, for the life of me, for years I've been battling these gun grabbers. I cannot understand where they cannot see this logic, okay? A kid could understand this, okay? It pisses me off, these people, it really does. A kid, a 12-year-old kid, could easily understand what this says here. And I'm going to recite right from the Constitution, the Bill of Rights here. The right of the people, not the militias, not the National Guard, okay, not the military. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Okay, let me slow it down for you artards out there. Okay, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Now, what part of that do you not understand? And I want to try to get her on the show. I'm going to confront this girl in the hallway at the State House next time, and I'm going to get her on camera. Joey Lindbeck, the Rhode Island State Assistant Attorney General. And the thing is, she and one of the state senators actually confronted her on that. He was very nice and polite about it, but she emphasized, no, and all cocky, like, the look on her face. I want to play the video when I get it. I gotta grab the video off the Capitol Police's website, Capitol TV, whatever. But anyway, she is very cocky about it and say, "Oh, it's a privilege," and she expressed it several times. It's a privilege, not a right. Well, you know what? This ain't Nazi Germany, okay? It's a right to carry a firearm, and I don't mean to spend all this time on this because people like this piss me the hell off, okay? They piss me right the hell off because they brag about, look at all my law degrees. Oh, look at this, I'm that and that. But you know what? You have no common sense. You do not know the Constitution. Go back to law school. And I was actually got into a confrontation with a so-called constitutionalist, and she was learning. She said she majored in the Constitution. She was out there with Moms Demand Action. I majored in the Constitution. I know the Constitution. Oh, really? Recite the Second Amendment. She could not do it, and then we had a large crowd just like listening to us, and she could not recite it. And I recited that, and what part of that you don't understand? Where does it say anywhere that's just people in their homes or whatever? The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed for the people. I'm sorry, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, okay? What part of that you don't understand? I don't know. I really don't. And I know you know what it means. I know, Joey Lindbeck, I know you're not stupid. But I do know that you get bought up by your corporate lobbyists, okay? People trying to push gun control. Michael Bloomberg spending millions of dollars right here in the state of Rhode Island, like he did in Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, and everywhere else, to sink New York in the depths of Naziville. And if you want gun control, get out of our state. You're free to move to Chicago, where the crime rates are high through the roof. You're free to move to New York, where murder rates are going on all the time, and murder rates are just skyrocketing because of gun control. So you want to blame anybody for murder rates? You want to blame anybody for crime? You blame the gun control lobbyists. That's who you blame, and the politicians. Gun control causes crime. Gun control causes murder. FBI.gov. Go check it out. Go read the stats from the FBI itself. The states with no gun control, less than no gun control, have far less crime and murder rates than the states like Chicago, Chicago, I should say, that pride themselves on the strictest gun control in the country, but have the highest crime and murder rates. FBI.gov, if you want to fact check that. But we're going to move on. Speaking around, Governor Gina Raimondo, she joins a number of other governors here to sign onto this agreement with Paris. I mean, it's totally disgusting. And right here, the United States Climate Alliance. This is from the U.S. I'm going to get the source here. I'm just exhausted right now. The Knowledge Center. Anyway, the United States Climate Alliance. U.S. states step up to fill the void. And the Trump administration's decision to withdraw from the United States from Paris Accord has galvanized climate action at the state and local level. A group of 12 states have formed a coalition called the United States Climate Alliance to meet Paris climate commitments to fill the void left by the U.S. government. And one of the states was right here in Rhode Island, Governor Gina Raimondo, the Council on Foreign Relations member, and I think we're going to go to break in a minute. But it's disgusting. We're going to get into this when we get back, and we got more climate change news. I mean, it is a giant hoax, folks. Man-made climate change is a hoax. Call me a dangerous man, call me a terrorist, call me what you want, whatever you want to call me, but I'm speaking the truth. It's a hoax, okay? Man-made climate change is a hoax. Pick up a damn science book, idiots. I mean, I'm just sickening, it really is. And we got a lot of other news to cover. We got autonomous cars taking wave. Forbes magazine's highly promoting autonomous cars to say just one driverless car could ease traffic jams. Oh, I don't know what planet you live on, but we're going to get into that article when we come back, too. Are we going to a break? Oh, 1 minute. I'm sorry. It's trying to get used to the system over here. But autonomous cars, they're trying to say that if everybody had an autonomous car, there would be no traffic jams. Well, what happens if there's an accident on a highway, or something happens on a highway or a road that police need to redirect you? Autonomous cars ain't going to know what to do with that. There's so much dangers with these autonomous cars. We're going to get into that. Global warming here. This is funny. Global warming researchers cancel trip due to severe ice. So they're going out to prove global warming is real, but guess what? They canceled the trip because of severe ice. A climate change and globalist-driven scheme to weaken the U.S. economy. That's what it is. That's from Kit Daniels, Infowars.com. We're going to get into that. And also, when we get back, Trump was right. Now, new studies reveal 5.7 million illegals voted for Hillary. We'll be right back on the Dan Bidondi Show.
Give a listen to The Rotunda on 990WBOB.com.
Yeah, you polled pretty well. I would have to read.
Yeah, I'll buy him a drink to lose a circle. You'll find information here that you just don't get anywhere else.
Could we go on record with you saying that, sir?
I'm Scott Rotunda, and I deliver my own unique style of shoot from the lip, anger both sides of the aisle analysis that will keep you coming back for more.
How is this guy? I don't even know who this guy is.
Name one stat that I have made up.
We're in this imaginary universe.
The action is only heard here, live and on demand on 990WBOB.com.
It's right in live.
Here in Rhode Island, we were built on independence. And at the Rhode Island Brewers Guild, we pride ourselves in that spirit. We are 13 small breweries. We're workers, farmers. We're your neighbors.
For YouTube land, we are on break right now. So we're doing a live video here instead of the editing. It just got too tedious, so we're doing a live editing right now. So live show. So right now we're on break on the air. We're live right now on 990WBOB.com. So we're on break right now, and we got a lot of news to cover. So just hang tight.
Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement.
Just want to show you guys behind the scenes here before all the editing, and because a lot of times I put the articles on the screen, those of you who watch my show and everything. But we're gonna work on that, getting the equipment to do that. But just doing a live thing for now, save on the editing time right now. Things have been so busy, so. But if you guys want to comment right now, what do you guys think about several states signing on to the climate, the Paris Climate Agreement, basically overstepping the President Trump. So put your comments there on YouTube here. And we're going to get into that when we get back from the break.
So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth partying with the leftover key guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
New England's premier electrical contractor is Econ Electrical Contractors, focused on providing high-quality service and customer satisfaction. We will do everything we can to meet your expectations. Licensed and insured in all of New England, Econ Electrical Contractors offers competitive quotes for residential and commercial work. Call Econ Electrical Contractors 401-297-1844. For service upgrades, call 401-297-1844. For pools, spas, PV modules, and more, call 401-297-1844. Or check out EconElectrical.net. Leading the trade in quality workmanship. Econ Electrical Contractors. No job is too big or too small. Call today for a free estimate. 401-297-1844. Improve or upgrade the electrical work in your home or business safely, affordably, and as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Econ Electrical Contractors. 401-297-1844.
990WBOB.com.
All right, folks, welcome back to the June 20th, 2017 edition of the Dan Bidondi Show right here at 990WBOB.com. Again, check me out, TruthRadioShow.com, my YouTube channel, Truth Radio Show. All the links are on TruthRadioShow.com. Subscribe to me on Twitter. I'm always posting stuff. It's just crazy stuff. But anyway, we got several governors signing onto the Climate Alliance agreement with Paris, overstepping President Trump. One of the states we're talking about, Rhode Island here, my own home state, Governor Gino Raimondo signed an executive order reaffirming the state's commitment to meeting the goals of the Paris Accord. And other states to join her, it's a coalition they formed here, Colorado, Illinois, Iowa, Maine, Maryland, Montana, New Mexico, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and the District of Columbia have also pledged to uphold the terms of the Paris Accord, but not formally joined the alliance. Yeah. So again, they formed an alliance to meet the goals of the Paris Climate Agreement. Well, instead of meeting these goals, why don't you governors actually meet the goals of the Constitution? Anything foreign like this is highly illegal. The Founding Fathers warned us about this. Do not, George Washington's farewell address, do not join alliances with other nations because they'll come in and bring us down. It's okay to set up trade and all that good stuff and, good relations, but do not join alliances at all. And it's far more than saving the earth. There's nothing to do with saving the earth. They want to literally rip out the economy. And this next article here, Infowars.com, by Kit Daniels, global warming researchers cancel trip due to severe ice. And climate change, a globalist-driven scheme to weaken the U.S. economy, reports Kit Daniels. And a team of global warming scientists were forced to cancel an Arctic trip due to extreme ice conditions, which makes me laugh because this is the very same ice that Al Gore, man bear pig, that Al Gore said back in when he was vice president. He said in 2014, this ice wouldn't exist no more. The polar caps would all be melting. But yet, again, just like it happened in 2010, when they sent the ships out to prove global warming was real, they sent them all out, and they got stuck in the ice that they said didn't exist no more. And it's well over 40% more ice in the polar caps now than all recorded history. And that's where they construe, all of a sudden, that global warming becomes climate change now. Because when it's all ice like that, it's climate change. When ice melts like it normally does, and it freezes back up, but when it's all hot, then it becomes global warming again. See how they play with the public like that? But anyway, a team of global warming scientists were forced to cancel an Arctic trip due to severe ice conditions, which highlights how the advocacy against man-made climate change is actually a globalist scheme to weaken the U.S. economy. Well, it is because they want to put a cap and trade, a carbon tax, and all these taxes you literally have to pay for the air that you breathe. A tax for it. A carbon footprint, the whole 9 yards. And the group of 40 scientists were on board the CCGS Edmundson, a ship known for its ice-breaking capabilities, but this time the ice proven to be too thick for the ship to break through safely. And the trip was canceled. That was May 25th in Quebec City due to bad ice conditions. The very ice that doesn't exist no more, according to Al Gore and the globalists, that, all the ice caps are melting, the polar bears are drowning, scaring the death out of these poor kids in school. Oh, Mommy, Daddy, we gotta save the polar bears, we gotta save the penguins. And these poor kids are brainwashed by the retards that run our school system. Oh my God, the animals are dying. No, they're not dying. And when the polar caps do melt, they show that all over the television, but they won't show you in the winter when they freeze back up. It's like, that's normal. That's what normally happens. And it's been going on for thousands of years. And it takes thousands of years for a real climate change to take effect. Thousands of years. Now, man-made climate change, and that's real climate change. Man-made climate change, the one they're producing, is fake. Pure fake. They want to attack the economy, and they want to do it through the Green Peace Initiative. That's what the Paris Agreement was about. So people out there bashing Trump, and it's your right to bash Trump, it's your right to hate Trump. God bless you. You have a right to do so. But however, you need to applaud him what he did, because this Paris Agreement was one step away from the New World Order. It's a lot more than you think it is. Okay, it's a lot more than so-called saving the earth. You will give us so many civil liberties under these movements. Restricted zones, 100 miles within border. I mean, like the ocean and everything else. And if they had it their way, the globalists right now, this whole Greenpeace movement, if they were to take full effect right now, anybody living near an oceanfront property would be restricted. You could not even step foot on the beach anymore. You'll be confined to metropolitan zones. You'll be squeezed into a metropolitan zone. State parks, forests, all off limits. This is Agenda 21, right in the United Nations playbook. I mean, you can go to the website, type in Agenda 21, United Nations, go there and look at it for yourself. It's called Agenda 21. Now they changed it, upgraded it to Agenda 2030. Agenda 21 is for the agenda for the 21st century. So all under this, they use...
You cut out too. I got nothing. Still on 4G and iPhone. What happens during this show?
Yeah, it's weird. I got my internet cut out over here too. All right, folks, we are back on 990WBOB.com, the Dan Bidondi Show. This is crazy stuff, man. Sorry for people on YouTube too. Just like weird stuff. Every time I come on a show, I crash the internet over here. I don't know what the hell goes on, and it's strange. I mean, and some of the guys here got phones not even on the Wi-Fi, and the internet cuts off. It's kind of creepy, man. I tell you that. That's crazy stuff. But anyway, we got Hal Shretliff. He's gonna be calling in soon. As soon as we get everything back in order here. It's really alarming stuff, man. And we had, speaking of alarming stuff, right here in Rhode Island, we had last week, we had drills going on, military U.S. Army drills. They said they announced it on the website, go on the Army National Guard website, but the police never knew about it. People called the police department, and they had no knowledge of what was going on. Military Black Hawk helicopters in the middle, up to 10, 11 o'clock at night. A friend of mine, she's one of our reporters, Heather, she was working at a restaurant in North Smithfield, Rhode Island, and she said an SUV pulled up, military men got out and said, hey, listen, nobody to touch their phones or record nothing, or they'll be confiscated, which is, they can't do that. They're not supposed to do that, because it is your right. First of all, military has no authority to give you any orders in the first place. It's called posse comitatus. And, but anyway, they threatened them basically, no videotaping. 4 helicopters showed up, people dropped down, big loud explosions going off, live gunfire, back in the helicopters and off they went, and this was taking place all over the state. Loud, huge explosions up to 10, 11 o'clock at night. People calling the cops. Cops had no idea what was going on. Even though they claimed they announced it. I was in Providence and driving, and eight helicopters flew over my car about 100, 200 feet above my head. Real low. And they were doing drills all over the state. And yeah, military do drills, that's normal. But for them to do something like that, just go all over into the public and just sit there and, loud explosions without telling people, warning them, to threatening people not to videotape. Well, it is your right to do so. Not even the police could tell you to shut your cameras off. Not even the state police colonel or the governor could say, you need to shut your camera off. No, you don't. Anything that goes on public, you have a right. You don't have to be a reporter or a news anchor or nothing. You have a right as a citizen to videotape that. That is your God-given right. That's your First Amendment. And the Supreme Court already ruled on that. The U.S. Supreme Court. You have a right to videotape police and everything else that's in public. You have a right to do that. You don't need nobody's consent. As long as they're in public, you have a right to videotape it. And so I want to make that clear, and especially for the people. And I'm not bashing the Army. I have a lot of respect for the military and everything else. But for them to go around to say, "Hey, shut your damn camera off," or would I take it? No, you're not shutting crap off. Plain and simple. Unless you write the Constitution, the First Amendment. Yeah, good luck in trying to get that phone out of my hand. That's all I have to say. And when it comes to my rights, I'm very, very extremely upfront with that, because I don't take shit like that at all. I don't. And I respect the police, I respect the military, but you step over your boundaries, I'm going to put you right in your damn place, guarantee it. I have a lot of friends who have been in the military and also police officers. I respect them very well, but again, for those ass clowns who abuse their uniform, I'll put you right in your damn place, plain and simple. But anyway, Gino Raimondo signed that executive order. I mean, it's disgusting to basically say, oh, we're going to override the president's decision to drop out of the climate change agreement. So we're going to initiate it. And what she's also doing, I wanted to bring this up too, if my internet was working here, I think it is here. But anyway, the truck toll system, which Rhode Island pushed part of Agenda 21 when ex-Governor Chafee was in, Raimondo took over. It's called Road Works and Road Map Rhode Island. It's Agenda 21. And they put a whole tolling system to toll trucks, and it's a big controversy because not even elected officials got to vote on it. And some did, but they were threatened, and there's a long story with that. But anyway, the truck toll system is to cost Rhode Island more than expected once the construction is added. And Rhode Island's planned truck tolls network will cost more initially reported because officials did not include the construction costs in a recent release of contract details. And 2 weeks ago, the Department of Transportation Director Peter Alvidi said that the state was on the verge of signing a 10-year contract with the company to design, build, maintain, and operate the system. When asked how much the contract was worth, Alvidi stated $2.5 million a year over the course of a 10-year contract that would equate to $25 million. So, along with the probably hundreds of millions of dollars to put this damn toll system in, that's supposed to be just for the trucks. I'm sorry, we forgot to include the $25 million contract that's going to go along to run the programs and everything else. And they're putting these license plate reader technology cameras on the tolls. And we all know, everybody in Rhode Island knows, okay, even though the governor and everybody stated this is not going to be for cars, motor vehicles, it's just trucks, that's all. We all know that they're going to use these cameras for like looking for people with bad inspections, expired registrations, and eventually, yes, they're going to toll the cars. You're going to get a nice tax bill at the end of the year. Oh, well, you drove X amount of miles or whatever. You went to our tolls, you owe us X amount of money. You can't renew your registration. That's where that's going. And also for spying purposes, and even the ACLU was concerned about this because now, with these license plate reading technology, they can say, oh, wait a minute, it's entrapment. Car goes by, they run the plate real quick. Oh, it's expired. Expired yesterday. State trooper pulled you over. Oh, pulled you over for an expired license plate or a bad inspection sticker. That's a Fourth Amendment violation. You need probable cause to pull somebody over, not assuming. And these cameras, that's a part of an entrapment law. And Rhode Island, we got these cameras everywhere. In Providence, they're using traffic cameras to, give people fines and everything else, and you need to fight them. Because it's entrapment. Even the police, when the police are doing radar and everything else, they can't hide in the woods at night with the lights off. That's entrapment. And what you do, the best procedure to do this, if you get caught speeding, whatever, doesn't matter what you did. Okay, if they were hiding like that, what you do is you accept the ticket, whatever. Don't even sign for it. But when you have to go to court, it's an arraignment. You tell them this, not guilty. And what they do is they set up a pretrial where the police officer is there and you get to argue with him, understand. Now, before that pretrial comes, you go subpoena his dashboard camera, his video, his exact location at the exact time, and his dashboard camera. So now, when it comes to the court, you can show proof of entrapment and get the entrapment law code and bring that up. He was out of, basically, he didn't have jurisdiction to do that because he was conducting entrapment laws. He was violating entrapment laws. So you do that, and that's how you fight these tickets. Even in the daytime, if they're hiding in the woods, if they're not in plain visible sight, that's entrapment. And you subpoena the dashboard video cameras and exact pinpoint of that time of their GPS location. And you cross-reference with a map and everything else, and you present it to the court. And they have no choice but to drop that case because that officer was out of his boundary, the status quo. So, it's disgusting, really is. And so these truck toll systems cost more than reported once construction is added. And we need to do something here in Rhode Island. And here's the whole thing. Here's the whole issue here. It's not just Rhode Island because they're getting ready. Massachusetts was already tampering with this idea too, of putting GPSs on your inspection stickers a long time ago, back in 2009, I believe it was. They were tampering with it. And they present the idea so they could tax you for every mile. So this is going on all over the country, folks. I mean, they're doing everything they can to tax you for everything. And this is all part two, if it's all connected. I know I go all over the place here, but it's all connected, especially with this Paris Agreement, this climate change thing. You have these several states in this coalition to overstep Donald Trump. And it's very, very disturbing. But speaking of Trump, we're going to get back to the article quick. Again, new studies reveal that 5.7 million illegal immigrants voted in 2008 and also in 2016, which has been proven right now, that over 4 million voted for Hillary Clinton. So Donald Trump technically won the popular vote. And we know Bernie, and the thing is, what got me, and I don't mean to jump all over the place here, what got me is the Bernie Sanders people. Bernie Sanders preached over and over again how crooked Hillary was. And, you know, I loved when he did that. You know, it was great, you know, bringing down the establishment, Hillary Clinton. But, you know, he just jumps on board with her. And the thing is, you wanted to vote for Bernie? Yeah, whatever. Okay choice. But then, the people who voted for Hillary, like, wow, you need to really look at things. But the real stupid people were the ones who supported Bernie Sanders that voted for Hillary. Bernie Sanders, for months, for about a year, exposed how much an evil witch she is. And you turn around and vote for her because she's a Democrat? And I'm not saying, all right, go vote for Trump, whatever. You could have voted for Gary Johnson or whatever. But, I mean, man, or you could have wrote Bernie Sanders' name in. You know, it's like, where do these people get this logic from? I really don't know. And for Bernie Sanders to turn coat on his own people, to say, oh, I'm going to fully endorse, get behind Hillary Clinton. Oh, hello, you've been basically calling her out for everything bad that she is for months on end, then you sit there and endorse her. It makes no sense at all. And it shows that he's nothing but a pathetic liar. So people out there say, oh, we're going to vote for Bernie next time, you know. Get your head on right. Plain and simple. And, people really, really get to me like that. And it's like, do you actually think before you do something? I mean, really? You know, you just go along with the flock. I mean, you see people out there all the time just going along with the flow like a cog in the wheel. You know, just like a robot, you know, just a cog in that wheel, just going along with the flow to do whatever the people do. You know, it's like, think for yourselves. You know what I mean? It's really disgusting. And, it's just, what I was talking about when we got back on the break here, it's just like the strangest thing that every time I'm on the air here, they have no problem. They have the top-notch internet service here at the station. And when I'm here, the internet cuts out. People's phones cut out on their services, internet. But it shows you one thing. I mean, it's a little scary at the same time, but it's kind of a good sense of hype at the same time, because it shows that you're doing your job. It shows that the people are trying to shut you up. That's why I usually record it on hard camera, because I know this stuff happens and it breaks up the flow on the live stream too. But a lot of times I use the hard camera, and that's why I do that, because they do their best to try to shut me up. And I could legitly, on my YouTube channel, I could legitly have 10,000 people watch my video, and I'll be lucky out of the 10,000 to get maybe 150 hits. No word of a lie. I mean, I'll post something on Facebook. I can legitly have 300 people say, honestly, went just to check it out, the video. And I'll get 25 hits out of it. That's what they're trying to do. What they try to do is suffocate you, to make you, discourage you. And the thing is, half the things don't even make sense. You just say you got a video, right? You got 150 hits, but you got comments from over 300 different people. How is that possible? How do you get comments like they commented during the course of the show, over 300 people, but you only got 150 hits? That does not make any sense at all. And they do this stuff to all of us in the alternative media. They do everything in their power to just try to shut you up. You know what I mean? They play with the internet, just do all these little things, all these little tactics, the enemy there, to shut you up. And because they know you're reaching people, they know you're making a big difference. I mean, it's disgusting, man. I mean, I got cops that come up to me all the time and tell me stuff, and they know exactly who I am and everything about me. And some bad cops, and they try to intimidate you with that, because we're gonna get back to that when we get back up. I think we're gonna have 2 minutes here, and I don't know what happened to Hal. I don't know if his phone cut out, whatever. But we were supposed to have Hal Shetliff. He was the director of Camp Constitution. He is the director of Camp Constitution. Every year in July, he runs an awesome camp. It's like a retreat. You go out there, meet fellow like-minded people, liberty-loving people, and it's like a day, just a couple days. You just spend learning in detail the Constitution. It's a great thing. I got to try to make it out there someday, and we're going to have the details and everything on that and all that. But and I encourage people out there to join the Oath Keepers of America. Right here in Rhode Island, we got a chapter, the Rhode Island Oath Keepers, run by Randy Swanson. He's actually right now. They're in a meeting right now down in the Sonoma Grill, down in North Kingstown. Every third Tuesday of the month, second Tuesday, No, every third Tuesday of the month. Sorry, Randy. Every third Tuesday of the month at the Sonoma Grill, 7 p.m. in North Kingston, Rhode Island. Anybody's welcome there. Just come on in, and great people. They're mostly military and police and everything, former and active, but civilians are allowed to come and join too, because we're just looking for people that want to honor the oath. So come on down and join the Rhode Island Oath Keepers. Become part of something special. You'll see them in parades. You'll see them all kinds of things and everything else, just to try to help promote the Constitution and everything else. But we gotta, when we get back from the break, hopefully we'll have Hal on. If not, we're gonna get into some other news. A lot of news going here in Rhode Island and all over the country. But anyway, we'll be right back on the Dan Bidondi Show, 990WBOB.com.
I want to wrap this up. We're not even on the air. This is ridiculous.
Huh.
Bring them back on. Give it 2 minutes.
Oh, we gotta wrap this up?
Yeah.
All right.
Just keep going.
All right.
Just gotta keep going.
Head on over to CSMMA.com with detailed profiles of
So just wrap it up?
Yes.
All right. All right, folks. We gotta actually wrap this up. It's just a lot of weird stuff. We'll get into the details next week, folks. Crazy stuff that's going on. But anyway, this is Dan Bidondi. Check me out, TruthRadioShow.com, and also tune into the other shows right here on 990WBOB.com. God bless, and we'll see you next week.